International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom!
Sitting on the floor, frustrated. These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust.
He did start to walk towards the bench, and Patino did wave him back, right? We both looked at that?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Jeffrey, you're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Jeffrey. We're getting through it. How you doing? It destroyed our phones, for crying out loud. That's how big this loss was. It was so seismic in this town, it knocked our phones down. That's DC, man. Thank you. Yes. Beat him up a little bit. Yeah. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Did they sell a goat or something? All right, Jeff. I went to hit the phones, but you. There's a lot there. Are they the Cubs? I mean, that means they're cursed. I want to know what the curse is.
Yeah, I think if
it's frustrating.
I'd feel more Cubbish if there was way more first round NCAA losses over the last 10 years. They haven't even been there.
They haven't been there. They haven't been there. All right, so you alluded to Jerry Palm's current bracket. It came out this morning. And again, one of Jerry's favorite things is you can't look at everything in a bubble. And there were other teams who lost, man. And so right now, and JJ alluded to this, but he's still got Lobos in as a 10. All right? They're playing in his bracket, a 10 seed, playing Washington State, so they're not even going to date. Now, look, if they... I mean, I'm going to assume they're going to beat Fresno State, but I guess I can't even do that anymore. If they lose both games on the road and beat Fresno State,
they're going to be pushed out of the bracket because other teams are going to win. That's going to happen. And the snapshot of the moment right now, there's still 6 Mountain West teams in on February 26th.
Where's Nevada?
Nevada's an 8.
They're an 8.
Yeah. And so these are all bubble teams that, your bubble's going to pop.
Colorado State's the one that's so high, the metrics love them, and they keep losing. Lewis, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Lewis. Yeah, we're trying to make that work today, and appreciate your patience on that. That was a silly foul. Meaning what? What specifically? What, Lewis? What he did? Yeah. Okay, and if that's what it was, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you this real quick, Lewis. I think he's got 3 years left. I think I'll double check, but it doesn't matter, right? Good coach. He's yeah. Someone's coming calling. Yeah, fair enough. No, appreciate Lewis, and thanks for your patience today. He said a couple of things. You got to kick some butt. And you got to lay down the law, and some of that's right. You know what else you got to do? You got to beat Air Force.
Yeah, that was a fascinating call. I didn't even think about it from that perspective, but
from the discipline side,
makes little sense. Are you sending the message like, dude, you can't be out here in the second half picking up 2,000? But at what point is it message versus, all right, now? I think when you're 4.5 minutes left, you're up by 5. You're Pitino. You're like, all right, we're fine.
I'm good. I sent my message and I won.
Or you're still saying, all right, the message is going to extend because we're winning. We're leading right now. You trust your team to close out that game, so how you can stay there.
That's right. I sent my message and I'm going to win the game.
And that didn't even cross my mind. So I appreciate just that thought process because that's a valid talking point. Was it Pitino trying to send a message to Jalen Howell?
And it could have been. And Lewis, I appreciate it. And he said, you've got to send a message. You've got to lay down the law. You got to discipline. Yes. You know what else you got to do? You got to beat Air Force at home.
And I think with 4.5 minutes left, I think Richard thought they were going to do that. Now,
I mean, did you cut off your nose to spite your face?
After the fact, absolutely, because you lost. But that's the hindsight thing in all of this. But his last point is going to fall on deaf ears.
What's that? Extend Richard Pitino?
Yeah. At this moment.
Well, coming off that loss, people saying he just said extend. Look, I think Pitino's a good coach too. Your February argument is understandable. Losing this game, I hear you. There is no conversation to say that this program is not better. 2, almost 3 full seasons in than it was when he got here. He's done a terrific job. He's a terrific coach, Carter. He's a terrific coach. There's no way to argue that. He's been really, really good. All right, here's what we're doing. Again, our phone lines are down, so we got one line that we kind of what did you do? Jerry rig it? You like got duct tape and 2 tin cans, and no, it actually sounds really good.
It's working.
So you set something up. Here's what we're doing. Want to hear from you. Our text line's open at 505-246-0610. You can send us texts. If you would like to be on the air, please text your name to 505-246-0610 and the number at which you would like DC to call you back. He will call you back. We got one line going, and that's the only way to do it, but at least we got a way to do it, and he's working his backside off getting that done. Keep them coming. I got a bunch of emails for you as well. Lobos get beat by Air Force, a stunner at the pit. Bob Clark sent me a note. Worst home loss ever. I said, ever's a long time. Oh, yeah, give me a worse one. And I started to think about it. Is it really that bad? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife, and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
He says, Marty, this is Marty. Since 1961, Air Force Net was 235, Lobos was 20. Reason I can say that, I've been going to Lobo games since 1961. I was in the 3rd grade at Inez here in Albuquerque. Now I'm 72 years old. I've seen it all over the last 62 years. Here are the facts. Air Force average ACT score is 28 to 31. How do you know they are ACT scores? Compared to Lobos 17 to 21. Based on those facts, Air Force is smarter. All right. Okay. But Clark hit me with he said, this is the THEE capital. Worst conference home loss ever for the Lobos, all things considered. All right, conference home loss. Text line says South Dakota State in the Alfred era. No disrespect to the SDSU Jacks. That was a Lobo team. All right, that's different than conference.
I think they had an NBA player on that South Dakota State team.
Yeah, they did. That score, yes. But
Nate Walters?
I think that's exactly right. Good. I was trying to pick it too. Considering what was on the line, February, how bad Air Force had been playing, I mean, this is a bad one.
This is on the Mount Rushmore.
This is a bad one. Now, again, JJ, if you go to Boise on Saturday and win, kind of erases this. What do we got? Robert, is that what it is? Robert, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Robert. Good. How you doing? A lot of injuries. To get beat by Air Force? Appreciate you, Robert. Thanks for the call. Yeah, you don't. I'm not arguing with him. You don't extend a coach after losing Air Force. Now, at the end of the year, and you can have this conversation. We're not having a conversation that they're not better off than they were before, right? That he hasn't come here and done a good job. And let's see what happens over the next 3 weeks, boys and girls. But that's not the first time I've heard that either. That is this a pattern? Look.
Well, you have a 2-year sample size of a team on the bubble, and they faded last year, and you could look back at those games and say house was out. And there's frustration, but this year, this one, there's no way to say it. You have that.
If they don't,
like, what did you when you were watching it?
Yeah,
I'm just wondering, because it was a close game. You're up by 5 late, and you think, all right, they're gonna find a way. But did you feel it was?
I felt they were going to find a way. Yes.
Did you feel? Because I saw a lot of it too after the fact. From people just saying they weren't prepared, they weren't ready, because they didn't blow a team out. Did you feel that this team was coasting at all.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Look, and this is why I said, remember when Kenny was in last Friday, and I said, this is going to be a tight game in the first half. This is your perfect trap game. You're coming off an emotional win over a ranked team last week. You're going on the road to play Boise State team next week, and a team that's 1-12 and is on a 7-game losing streak and has won twice ever in your building in 40 years is coming in, and they're not very good. And so as much as a coach can sit there and show them film and show them, this is what they did to UNLV. They beat them by 34 on their home court. Players make plays. So I understand everybody wants to point at Pitino and yeah, he's got to eat it, right? He's the coach. But yeah, I felt they were a little unprepared. Not unprepared. That's not the right word. Yeah. Did I feel they coasted? Yeah. I felt they went into it and just like, yeah, we're better than them. And you know what? They are. Lobos are better than Air Force. Now they got beat. You didn't feel that at all.
Well, I don't. I take a more of a, I understand there's close to games.
Okay.
And just to think this team is going to blow everyone out by like 30, even Air Force.
Didn't think that. Yeah, I didn't
because
think that.
I thought, I really look. It's 4.5 minute, 5, find a way. But you lose, then you start looking at everything and getting to the effort point, the coasting point, the mindset, everything.
All right, text your name to 505-246-0610. Our phones are down. We got one line that, I don't know, somehow DC created out of duct tape. So 505-246-0610. Text your name and the number to which you would like him to call you back and answer your phone, and DC will get you on the air. On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Calls you back, and we will get you on the air. Does that make sense? All right, we're talking about the loss. We're talking about it from a lot of different perspectives. And JJ, this is one thing I need Global Fan to kind of understand. It didn't kill your season. And that's been the term, just kill the whole season. You got a lot of opportunity in front of you. You win in Boise and or win in Logan, and assume you take care of Fresno State at home. You're going to be okay. All right? You got a lot of opportunity in front of you. Jerry Palm put out a bracket this morning on CBS Sports. Lobos are still in as a 10. Right? Nothing happens in a vacuum. By the way, you watching Chris Jans in Mississippi State at all? Yep. The former Aggie coach. He had a couple really nice wins of late. They won the version of the Egg Bowl. They beat Miss Ole Miss, and then they won at LSU. Like he's having fun. But you're not done. You got opportunities. No way to tell you it was not a horrible loss. It was. But that's where we are. All right, let's go. Jerry, you're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Jerry. I think so. I do too. Jerry, appreciate you. Yeah, no, and thanks for the effort to get in today. Appreciate you. And again, Jerry texted us at 505-246-0610 with his name. Our phone lines are down. DC's rigged up a phone line, so he will call you back. Text your name and the number to which you would like DC to call you, and that's how we'll get you on the air. It's an interesting analogy. It's almost like you take it for granted. I've heard there's too much pressure in the pit. That's why they play better on the road. It's an interesting I don't even know how to respond to that. I can understand it. There's a lot of pressure to win the pit. Like Richard Pitino said after the Colorado State game, there was no way I was walking out of here with another loss. Well, he sure as hell didn't think it was coming to Air Force. I don't know if he didn't walk out.
Well, that's a hard thing to figure out. Did you talk about it the days leading up to the game? Stay focused in. Next day mentality. What are you doing at practice? Why do you have to be worried about Air Force? Like, all those things are talked about to Jerry's point, and the players do have to respond. And it's really hard to wrap your mind around how this team can look so good at times. The San Diego State game, the Utah State game at home, there wasn't pressure in those games.
Yeah,
and they blew those teams out. But now Air Force comes in, and you just really have to look at it and go, was this team coasting? It's hard for me to say it was 100% coasting because, it was a tight game, but they're by 4.5 minutes.
Yeah. So you think they came out with the same intensity at the beginning of the game as like?
I don't. I think that is probably where I would focus on it more. Of just was.
Yeah, but how do you then just flip the switch? Yeah. That's my point. I do think. And look, as we sit here and say this is a big game, I don't know that we sat here and said Air Force is a big game. And what we say has no bearing in their locker room, but I'm going to guess it's the same concept where, Air Force, Nevada's a big game. Oh, San Diego State's a big game. Oh, they're all big game. And then here comes Air Force. Let's get by this and go to Boise State.
You were thinking that it'd be the same Lobos team in terms of, all right, you're coming out playing hard, but it's a close game because that stuff happened. Is that what you were thinking about Saturday?
Yeah, I look, it never crossed my mind they would lose. I told you, I thought it was going to be a tight first half, and then they were going to impose their will, and they're better than it. They were, to me, in my mind, they were that much better than Air Force. They understand what's on the line. Yeah, it was going to be a tight first half. They were going to flip the switch, and this thing was going to go, and they were going to win by 12 points. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't surprised when they came out and that was a tight first half. I wasn't surprised at all, dude. I stunned by the end, stunned by the result.
And it's the little things. It's what you're talking about. Just the extra that just didn't seem to be there from the Lobos on the afternoon. And if a team is hitting 3-point shots like that, that's how you lose out.
All right, emails, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. This one's from Maurice. He said, boy, you know what, Jeffy? I've been so interested in Lobo basketball this year. I forgot there was a game Saturday until I got a ding-ding on my electronic device. AFA stuns Lobo basketball. So I turned on the radio real quick to hear the current announcer wetting his pants. Can Donovan do it again? He'll have 7.5 seconds. WTH happened. How did I get in a time warning? I don't know what happened to you or how you forgot. But Air Force came to play. And this is one of those where I tell you all the time, man. The other guys have recruiting coordinators. They have video rooms. They have coaches who are on salary. They have players who are on scholarship or however Air Force does it. Right? I mean, they're there to win too. And you have a letdown, they can beat you. This is a team that beat that UNLV team that swept you by 34 points in Vegas. There's something there. Sid's in, JJ. We got a Sid on the Air Force loss. Obviously, yesterday, Mr. Symbieta, my phone was blowing up with questions of where Air Force ranks as far as worst Lobo basketball home loss ever. I'd put it fourth regular season. I'm omitting postseason because everyone already knows about Cal State Fullerton, Harvard, David Gibson, Louisville. That's not bad. And chili cheese fry. Number one, 1991 going into the season, Lobo basketball was hyped as usual, but after losing to mighty Eastern New Mexico and University Arena, was a good thing you could still buy yourself into the NIT with 18,018 paying fans. That was 91 when they lost to Eastern. You asked me that earlier. Sid supplies the info. 1989, this is a tie. All Lobo basketball had to do was beat lowly Hawaii in the home finale to secure likely NCAA berth. They blew a big lead and then saw Luke Longley tip the Rainbows' last-second desperation shot straight off the board in the basket. 2 weeks later, they blew a 20-point halftime lead at home to St. Louis with an NIT trip to MSG on the line. After the game, Rockin' Robbins uttered his all-time classic, "We choked" comment. Okay. 2024, that's this last Saturday. He's got his number 4, and then number 5, 2017. Ooh, this one. This is still on the Bad Beats Open. Nevada, this game will be forever known as Sweet Caroline, is visiting Reno, overcame a 25-point deficit with 11 minutes to go. This one, they blew, JJ, that was the Craig Neal team, right? Where they blew, they were up 25 with 11 minutes to go, and somehow everything went wrong at the end, turnovers, and it's still on the Bad Beats Open, I think, on Van Pelt. All right, that's his list. That's his list. Jeff sent me a text. He said, Clark might be right. Could be the worst ever. He says, we've lost to lesser teams, but never at such a crucial time with so much at stake. This could be the worst home loss in Lobo basketball history, and history is subjective to the age of the person speaking. When you think about the context of what it means, is there a worse one you can think of in the last 20-ish years? Let's see what it ends up doing, JJ. I mean, if this knocks them out of the NCAA tournament, because you and I both felt if they held serve at home and even lost the 2 games on the road, got to Friday in the semifinals, and that would have probably just meant winning on Thursday because they would have had a bye in the first round, they were in the NCAA tournament, right? Yes. If this knocks them out of the NCAA tournament, Jeff, it's going to be hard to say. Now, if they go to Boise and win, this is the one that woke them up and put them on their run, right? But yeah, man, it's not good. All right, if you want to get in on the phones, phone lines are down. DC went out and invented a phone. What'd you do? You just created one. You just pulled one out of your tuchus. What?
You know what? I used the internet.
God bless the internet.
It's fun. I was actually thinking about that. We were able to go from nothing to an active phone line in 10 minutes. Yeah. No credit cards needed.
No credit cards needed. Thanks to BV for his help on that, right?
Yeah, thanks to everyone. But it is amazing. So I cannot believe we got this to work. But keep on calling.
All right. So here's what he's got. If you send a text, because our phone lines are down, you can't call in. But send a text to 505-246-0610 with your name and the number to which you would like DC to call you back. He will call you back and get you on the air. Text 505-246-0610. You can still send regular texts, and you can send emails, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com or JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. It's the opening drive. We'll continue. I got a bunch of comments from you that you still want to get into. Why didn't Jalen House get back into the game? All of that stuff is there for you on the Lobo loss to Air Force on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
Get into the sink on the offense. Here's Renfro. Renfro throws up a wild one and scores.
So turning potential lemons into lemonade is Archuleta. Steverson pulls up from deep. Are you kidding?
Oh, he's going to go up with it. No good. Too strong. Loose ball. Going to get kicked right into the hands of Jackson. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell puts that one in. A little bit of a baby dunk, but
drive. Looking to spin. Blocked from behind by Creighton Johnson. 3-on-2 for Sandia. Thomas Adams goes all the way, and he's fouled.
out. Layup.
Lund
There
in
we
transition.
go.
Get out the phone. Slam dunk. David Lund.
Dyer is going to get that one absolutely sent back.
A floater from 5 feet. Stolen away. Steverson. Here comes the money. Dunk.
Three, and that could be a dangerous thing for El Dorados. That's just going to be stolen by Chavez, and he's going to put that one down.
Pius 30, Highland 26, Lincoln on the inbound. Lincoln going to try to get to the 3-point line. He steps back, puts up the three. Yes! At the buzzer, Jesus Lincoln. McConnell stops his dribble under 5 seconds. Stolen away by Hernandez. Hornets on the move. Hernandez going to get the shot up, and it goes at the buzzer. Back-to-back buzzer beaters for Highlands.
Looking to find some space. He does. Puts it up with the right hand. No, Steverson.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Out. What if JJ? Oh, you can come in and comment on it. What if for the first half he says he'll bring in Forsling and Applehans and Webb and hi Scott, how are you? Good to see you. You've seen some wins and losses around here.
That one ticked me off.
Really?
By
the way, the great Scott Stigler, former everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
former
still,
everything,
and still current something.
And current nothing.
Yeah, and current.
Former guy that used to have to take all the beating.
Yeah, you have to sit here and take all this calls.
Maybe that background just got me angry. I don't know. I didn't watch that game disappointed or frustrated. I was just mad.
Yeah, mad at what?
Just mad
The
at
result,
the lack of anything resembling a team that had something on the line.
So, Clark, and we've been having this conversation, and Bob after the game said worst home conference loss ever, and I said, dude, ever's a long time, and he says, give me a worse one. I'm like, considering the time with everything, the time of the year, the opponent, with everything you had on the line, what it could end up doing. Now, look, if they go to Boise and this turns them into, this is the one that turned them around and woke them up, and this could end up being great.
It will never be great.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
The one that kick-started, right?
Sure.
But the bottom line is, if they lose the 2 road games, and I don't know, don't get to Friday of the conference tournament. Well, it depends on what else happens on the bubble. But
no, I think they're.
You think they're out?
No, I don't think they're out because you still have those 2 quad 1 opportunities. But if you lose both of those, I don't think you make the tournament.
You got a worse home loss conference that you can recall? You've been here longer than me.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that until you guys brought it up this morning. So I'd have to look back, but that one was bad.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, your phone's blowing up. That's all anybody wants to talk about.
Yeah, it was bad. And there were several occasions where I said they're in big trouble. One of them was in the first half. It was like, this is going to last throughout the entire game. But when Dent missed that free throw, I was like,
the one that kept it at 2 and not 3 at the end of the game.
You open the door, and there it goes.
What do you think about not bringing House back?
I was kind of ticked off at him in the first half for all the bad shots he was taking. But I think at some point you got to say, all right, Jalen, you're our guy. Bring him back in.
My guy, right?
Yeah, but I didn't have nearly as much. Listen, I'd have cleared the bench.
So you're not kidding.
In the first half, I'd have cleared the bench. I'd have brought all those guys in.
That's the message.
So it's really interesting because the caller who called in and said you got to lay down the law, you got to send a message. To me, you got to beat Air Force. All right, that's the biggest you got to. So you would have said, you know what, you guys aren't getting it done. These guys are going to get it done and sit down. And so you I thought you were kidding when you.
No, I'd have cleared the bench. I'd have brought Webb, Appelhans, and Forsling in, and I don't know, Mushila. Yeah. I'd have played those four together and then brought Baker. Anybody that wasn't playing at the time, I'd have just said, you guys understand what the stakes are here? Yeah. I'm going to let these guys play. I would have left them in there for...
Right, but give him a 4-minute run.
Yes.
Interesting. Who do you got? You got Rudy, you got Josue. Who do you got for me? All right, Josue, you want to get in. Good morning, Josue. You're on the Sports Animal. See you, Scott. Stigler just left.
He just dropped the take and left.
He just dropped his
fantastic.
hot take Stig, and he just walked out the door. He gone. Yeah, he couldn't hear you. All right, go ahead. Sorry, man. Wait. You saw something different than I saw because we just watched a video where about 34 seconds, well, not about, 34 seconds on the clock, Dent's shooting a free throw, and you can see House walking towards, from the far end of the bench towards Pitino and, presumably JJ to go in, and Pitino waved him back. I didn't see that. Okay. Interesting. Yep. Yeah, all right, Hoser, thanks. Appreciate you. JJ, I didn't see it again. We both just looked at the video, right?
Yes.
Now, I don't know did Pitino call for him at that point? I'll go back and look at it again. But it sure looked like, 34 seconds. And here, right here. Dent shooting free throws, and you can see House, who was sitting on the play. He's walking towards Pitino, and Pitino waves him back. And he just turned around and put his head down and went back to the end of the bench. Yeah. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Rudy. Yep. It was horrible. It was horrible. Yep. Yep. No doubt. No doubt. And I don't think anybody's calling for his head or anything like that. I mean, in a basketball sense, it's a tough loss. I mean, in the bigger scheme, obviously, you're right. Basketball-wise, it's a bad loss. Maybe. Yeah. And everything's fine. All right, man. Enjoy the day and appreciate your perspective, Rudy. Thanks. And again, how Rudy got on the air today, our phone lines are down. He texted his name and the number to which he wants us to call him back at 505-246-0610, and DC is calling you back.
There's always a chance when you have more games to play. That's understandable. But to sit there and say teams are jumping up. I watched San Diego State outscore Fresno State 42-16 in the first half at Fresno State. I watched Boise State go to Wyoming win by 20.
They're taking care of business this time of year. Those teams
like you can't have that game.
They're taking care of business this time of year. All right, keep them coming at 505-246-0610. Again, text your name, and DC will call you back. We're going to the tournament. We will be there. I know so many of you are going as well, but we're going to have coverage for you for the Mountain West Conference Tournament. The opening drive will be generated from Las Vegas that week. JG will be there with the ladies. Stan as long as he can, maybe a little longer. And then I'll be there the back end of the week, and we will have coverage for you from Las Vegas. Want to say thank you to the sponsors who are making sure that happens for you each and every year. Airport parking, easier, quicker, smarter. Enchanted Mechanical, the heating and cooling doctor. Frontier Restaurant, an Albuquerque tradition for more than 50 years. And Coleman Vision, perfect vision, perfect game. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports App.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
All right, keep them coming. Again, the way to get in today on the phone lines is because our phone lines are down. DC's jerry-rigged something, so you can text 505-246-0610. Text to that number your name and the number at which you would like DC to call you back, and he will. Somebody called in and talked about the pressure at the pit, JJ, and how there's so much pressure to win. Text line says maybe the fans just shouldn't show up, and that would ease the pressure. I mean, I guess, yeah, there's pressure to win, but I mean, how can you play that into a negative? If you can tell me it's the greatest home court in the league and one of the best home courts in America, and all that's true, I understand, yeah, there's pressure. You don't want to let them down, but I don't know. Can you use that as, I guess it's real, I imagine. I don't know. This one says we owe Boise a big upset game. Boise coach knew he really stole one in the pit. Okay. Jeffrey, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hey, Jeffrey. You all right? too. Wow. And you've been to 50 years worth of games. Yeah. Yeah, all of them. All of them. So you were angry or just were you mad? Were you like the betrayal was anger? I get it. Hmm. Wow. No, Jeffrey, appreciate your perspective. I mean, for somebody who's been doing it this long, there's a lot there. I appreciate the call. Thank you very much. Betrayed and angry. So I'm going to go back to that conversation I was telling you about earlier. You know, I went to that La Noche Encantada. There were 2,000 people at the big gala for the Hispano Chamber over at the convention center that night. And I'm not going to lie to you. If I had, and I did 200 conversations, 180 of them were people pissed about that game.
It's because it's one that it's so hard to wrap your mind around as a fan. You know the Lobos, this is a good basketball team with a high ceiling. But to have Air Force come in there and beat you like that. So here's the thing. A lot of people will say it. There was a game plan. They were prepared to play that game. Like that one, that always falls on deaf ears. They weren't prepared. No, it's about in-game adjustments. That's your mentality. That's the character of your team. They did not just go 2 days doing nothing for Air Force. Like, so we all understand there's a game plan. That's an easy cop-out. So the coaches didn't do anything. They were prepared. It comes to when you show up as players, how are you responding? And then that is one is in the moment, a coaching staff, a head coach, players, how do you adjust? When you realize this isn't going our way. But then I'll look back at that moment. Like, they had a 5-point lead with 4.5 minutes left. Mm-hmm. And so at that point, you're not thinking about the first half and how lackadaisical you were. You're thinking, all right, we are going to find a way to win this game. You didn't. So then it gets to the point where you are breaking down absolutely everything that happened. So it is the character of this team in the moment, the in-game adjustments that they thought they made to somehow get themselves to the point to win the game at home. And it collapsed on them.
Look, it's okay to question, to put on the players. I know it's
because that's what it. Because
well, let me ask you this: Kurt Roth, who runs the collective, the 505 Ventures, put out a text basically saying, don't criticize the players. They're just kids. And other people are going, what do you mean? They're paid athletes now.
I saw that it's in referencing to a lot of boos.
Yeah, that there were boos as people were leaving. Some people said they were booing the referees. Some people say they were booing the players. You just heard a 50-year fan saying, I'm angry. Stigler's been here 20, 30 years. I was angry. Everybody I talked to, like, whether they were borderline just mad. And I don't know if you got a right to be mad or not. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But it's a really interesting conversation. I mean, we always used to say, well, I mean, we used to say, people used to say they're just kids. They're not just kids. They're 22, 23-year-olds, and they're getting paid. Is it wrong? I mean,
I think it makes it easier for people to be harder on them. now within the NIL landscape.
Yeah.
It does.
I don't know how I feel. I mean, was that a game to boo your team afterwards? It was a bad effort. My instinct was not to boo the team. Right?
Mm-hmm.
My instinct, my instinct was just standing there with my mouth agape, to be honest with you. Like stunned at what I just saw. That was my instinct. But again, I'm not vested like these callers are. I didn't grow up with Lobo, but I'm not Lobo fan, right? Lobo fan is their heart is, you reach some of these people on the internet that can't stop posting every 25 minutes about how mad they are and how upset they are. And like I don't want to tell you their identity's caught. I know Jeffrey better than them, but I know how much he cares about this. I know how much, as he says, irrational, emotional energy that they've invested in this, and this is that year that's finally going to get them there. That's why we're sports fans, man. When your team wins the Super Bowl, and DC, I know you don't probably get this college thing as much as everybody else, but it's just like when the Nuggets won. These people here, everything you felt when the Nuggets or Broncos or Avalanche won, that's what these people are trying to feel. That's the investment they've got.
So I definitely saw that firsthand. I was in a poker tournament, the 1082 Club.
Yeah, you were telling me
Ryan
this.
Foy, yeah. Great event, by the way.
Yeah, that's another really great operation too. Just great cause.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. They did a great job. The poker tournament started at 6:00. I got there maybe about 5:30. So people were fresh off that game. That is what they were talking about, and they were mad.
Right, 95% of the conversation was about that.
Especially when they found out I was on Sports Animal. That's all they wanted to talk about. But I mean, the true passion, I saw it firsthand. I was trying to lay low and just kind of hear and listen what the real vibe was. It was loud. People were mad. Real mad, and had very pointed thoughts about what they should do moving forward.
Like what?
Change a coach.
So you want to fire the coach after losing that game?
I mean, that is
with
what I
all
was
due
hearing.
respect. I mean, I get it maybe right after the game, but I don't. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the emotion, though. It brought out all those feelings of like the true range of anger to sadness to grief. Like, it was wild.
No different than Bronco fan, right, or Avalanche fan, or Nugget, right? When you're that invested and you have one of these inexplicable and. Look, we'll see what happens. Could that be because I heard this over and over, this is a season-ending loss. It doesn't have to be. Now, JG, look, that might be the difference between getting in and getting out if they don't win one of these road games. But because of the magnitude of what it could be and where all these people's heads were, their heads were in the Sweet 16, not on the NIT. And by the way, you can't play an NIT game at home because the pit is booked. As soon as the high school tournament ends, they're dropping dirt and having the time area. So if you get in the NIT, you don't get on. Just drop it.
Another thing I will say, actually, when people go to a school for 4 years, their vested interest is far greater than a Bronco fan.
Doubt.
So that passion is different. I actually felt like this fan base was more passionate than a pro fan base was, just in my one experience.
So I will, and I've said this for years, college fan bases, that's the we, right? I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but I always trip on people who we the Broncos or we the whatever. That's your thing, do it. But if you went to UNM or you went to San Diego State or you went to New Mexico State or wherever, and you want to we, yeah, you 4 years, 5 years, you put money into it, you can we. I don't have a problem with that.
You earn that,
right?
I totally agree.
And I think people are way more invested if they're fans of their college. Not everybody, but I just think that passion runs so deep rooted because there's an actual investment.
There's people that actually give money back. Like, it's one thing to buy a jersey or Sunday ticket to watch a game, but when you're actually investing back in it,
you're
it is
giving to the
absolutely
Lobo
different feeling.
Club. You're giving to 505 Ventures, and that's going to be a longer conversation.
And I think that too, when you have people investing in the team, which if you're investing in 505 Sports Ventures, you're paying for production.
It's going to be another conversation.
And so those people are going to they're already upset, but they're going to be like, this is what I'm paying for.
I know. That's going to be another conversation 3-4 weeks from now. And we'll get Kurt in here. And I know you've been on Kurt's show, and he's asked me to come on. I want to go on and do some of that. But I'm glad. So you saw it firsthand, and you went to poker tournament. That's all anybody wanted to talk about.
It was overwhelming. That was like the main topic of conversation. There were some other things with poker tournament, of course, but it always came back to that game.
I got to flush. Yeah, the Lobos just flushed their season down the toilet. Right?
You couldn't have been more
I
accurate.
got a straight at a freaking NIT, right?
That's what it was, man. It was wild. Like, the passion was so strong. And it's crazy because sometimes it comes out in a loss, but I was like, this is
Is that the first time you got a real good taste of how passionate this fan base is? I mean, you listen to the radio, you do this, you run this.
So being at the game does show you something.
Yeah.
But hearing the voices outside the game gives you a much better feel for what, in the moment when you see your team win, of course you're cheering, but on the street, out at the restaurant, out and about, what are you really feeling? Yeah, that passion, there is something to it. And honestly, like, UNM has something special with that. You guys got to build on that.
Yes. Well, they've been building for 50 years. Yeah. That's how they're selling out the place. And that's why passion works both ways, dude.
It does.
Passion works both ways, right? That's why you go. So phone lines are down, but we found one. We didn't. DC did. Send a text with your name and the number to which you would like us to call you back. 505-246-0610, and DC will call you back. That's how we're not taking your call. We're calling you today. Hell, we're calling you. So get in at 505-246-0610. We're getting another storm maybe this weekend. A lot of wind. I actually went out and took care of this weekend. How's yours looking? I know. Dust, mud, dirt, salt. It's all stuck to your car. It's one of your biggest investments. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing and have them clean your vehicle. Actually, have them detail it for you. They will come out to you wherever it works for you, whenever it works for you, and detail your vehicle. Inside, outside, under the hood, around the rims, under the seats. When they are done, your car will look and feel and smell like the day you took it off the lot. Remember how fun it was to drive your car? You wanted to be in it. You wanted to take the kids to practice. You wanted to go on a little road. I'll go to the store. My car's fine. You can have that without getting a new car. On the Spot Automotive Detailing, awarded Best in the City for 2023 because they're reliable, they're efficient. They are the best when it comes to what they do. Book and buy online. It's all right there for you. OTSdetailing.com. It is OTSdetailing.com.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together
Pull together
Pull together.
to make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Meyer here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Try that shit better than all my intentions. Like being sure that you got my attention. See your baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated,
Rip,
plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors.
A button, but you do. What's up, Frank? What? Whoa, all right, I gotta go. I got it. Got it. I hit the button. I got you. You told me to be careful on the button. All right, well, at least they watched the game at Billy's. At least it was on.
I'm surprised it took. I'm surprised it was. Hasn't happened right there. Good job. Good catch.
I got you. All right, let me read. Hey, JJ, where's Jason been?
Lurking in the shadows.
Jason's in today. I'll read you that here. Dave's in on House. We got a lot of conversation about Jalen House, why he didn't play. He says, this is David. He says, Jeff, we were sitting near court level on the south side of the pit. Saw exactly what Hoser saw. The coaching staff calling for House and him basically palms up, mouthing, why now? However, I think I remember it being more around the 2-minute mark. Sitting with several guys who all coach high school ball and all were discussing when they should bring him back. There was the TV timeout around the 3-minute mark and the Lobos had the ball. We were all surprised they didn't get him back on the court at that point. House refusing to come back and sulking on the floor. Yes, sulking and not supporting his team, whatever the situation. One of the most selfish things I've witnessed in watching hoops around here. Amsil was sulking that he wasn't in as well. The defense was horrible all day, and that was the reason. And why not take a timeout and get your shooters in the game? I like Washington, but I'd be willing to say he's their worst guard catch and shoot guy. You want another bad conference loss? Kenny's junior year. They lost late in the season at home to a horrible BYU team by about 20. Didn't hurt as much because they didn't use the same metrics as they use now. And that team rebounded in the conference tournament in Vegas. Dave. All right, if you guys saw, I didn't see it. I didn't see him say, why now? I did see, again, there's a video, JJ, you and I both watched, House walking towards the scores table and Patina waving him back.
Well, that's what it comes down to. Was that the moment he was going back in and his attitude sent him back down?
That was 34 seconds left in the game. If what he just said is true, you got a problem. And if Amzil was the same way, then you got 3 games of the regular season conference tournament and you're hoping the NCAA tournament. This is the wrong time to be sulking and having internal issues. And again, I'm not telling you that's the case. If that's what went down, but you guys saw it. I'm not calling you liars. Believe me, I'm not. I didn't see that. But if you're telling me that's what happened, I'm listening to you. All right, 505-246-0610. That is the text line. Text us your name. DC will call you back. Our phone lines are down. He's making chicken salad out of, the red button stuff. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Coming off of a crazy weekend. Little women win in Laramie. Big win for them, 59-58. They get into second place. We got the NFL Combine, and we'll talk about the NFL all week. And we're going to get there. We'll get into the Heat and Pelicans fight. And we're going to get into Cam Newton's fight, which, what on earth? All that stuff. But everywhere I went, everywhere DC went, and I know everywhere you go, it's been talking about the little loss to Air Force. And so you guys are in on it, and we'll continue getting there. We've been talking about House not being at the end of the game. We've been talking about the metrics. What does it do? Let me just give you a couple pieces of perspective. Jerry Palm put out a new bracket today. He is CBS sports bracketologist. Even after the Air Force loss, Lobos are still in as a 10 seed. Lobos have opportunities, quad one opportunities on Saturday at Boise State and the following Saturday at Utah State. They still have, and then the conference tournament. So this doesn't kill this season, but it sure as hell doesn't help. And it basically, JJ, eliminates any margin for error. You can't lose a Fresno State game. You can't lose a first-round conference game to a Wyoming or something along those lines. But it didn't knock you out. But man, it really, really.
It's bad. It's bad. You're a bubble team, so these are going to be dramatic swings. Like, it's a snapshot of the moment. Other teams are going to suffer a bad loss. Other teams are going to finish strong. And when you're looking at this, it's day to day as you count down to Selection Sunday, which is 3 weeks from now, which is crazy to think about. We're here. And as of this morning, Jerry Palm, CBS Sports, he had the Lobos still in as a 10. So that's bubble life. And that could pop at any moment. Now, one of the things that Jerry talks a lot about is your record versus other tournament teams. And as of right now, going through the bracket, the teams that are still in from the Mountain West, it is Colorado State, San Diego State, Boise State, Utah State, Nevada. St. Mary's is in the bracket, and Louisiana Tech. And so if you compile those teams, as of now, Lobos are 6-4, okay, which is something that has you on the right side right now.
All right.
But that thing that's going to sting is now you're looking at 9-1 in quad 4 games because of it.
Yeah, quad 4. All right, Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Thank you, Mike. How are you? How you doing? Yeah, I'm well aware of that. Not all that well, right? Green and red. Yeah, I think that there's something to that. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, look, do you have a moment back in your day? Because I do. My last meet, pole vaulting in high school. Horrible. It still haunts me. It still bothers me. My last baseball game I played, I was catching a fastball away. I should have. Everything was on the line, and I should have called for a breaking ball in the dirt. And I'm like, well, she's throwing a fastball by this guy. And I called for the third fastball away. Guy poked it in right field, and we lost. I still remember stupid things like that. Yeah, you remember this kind of stuff.
Those are what fuel you. The wins don't fuel you.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, the wins feel good. That's what you're chasing. But what burns is the missed opportunity.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot to that. All right, let me get you a couple of your. Again, if you're trying to call in, our phone lines are down. So text your name and the number to which you'd like to be called back. DC will call you. The text line is 505-246-0610, and we'll get back to you. Rod's in, or no, this is, who's this one? This is Lobo Hobo on True, TRUS. I don't even know what this means. He said, Jeff, how big an idiot does Niko Medved feel now, not stopping the ball and making someone else beat you? He's talking about the coach at Colorado State letting House go coast to coast, and I mean, I don't know that he feels like that much of an idiot right now. David said, good morning, Jeff. Coach Pitino's face late in the game said it all. 1, I was completely unprepared for this game, and 2, just set the record for the shortest tenure on the Naismith Coach of the Year list. Now, and he's still on the list. JJ, I don't know that they were totally unprepared.
Here's the thing. You're not unprepared. You don't show up to practice, put in a game plan for Air Force, and you're not prepared for the game. It's in the moment where you don't respond. Game time is where this team struggled, that it was that close into the end. And if you're in a 5-point game with Foreman and stuff, the other team is sitting there going, this is where we want to be. Air Force is like, yes, we have an opportunity. Like, what do you think they do all week? Like, it's in the moment that, that's where the frustration is. So you think they just coasted for 2 days? No, there's a sense of, all right, when you walk down that ramp and it's game time, what is your response going to be? And the Lobos didn't have it.
And they just did. Travis, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Travis. What's up, Travis? No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, he ain't losing Air Force either. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Boy, not the truth. That's not the first one. No, yeah, Petritis hit, what was he, 2 of 3 from 3-point line. No, I mean, but yes, you're right. Wide open. I watched that play. JJ, I've got the video up here. I mean, I've watched it so many times, how they ran the play, how he got open, how did Toppin get sucked all the way down low. And you can see there's a guy going to the basket that they got by the guard that JT had to go help, so they didn't get the quick layup. And that's why, if you go watch, he's down chasing the guard who got loose, and then all of a sudden they hit the wing, go out top, and Toppin's got to go chase, and that's what happened. And coach said he over-rotated. I'm not sure he did over-rotate, because when you look at it, if he didn't go help, I think they score on a layup. So, all right, Travis, appreciate you. Yeah, look, here's the play. And JT's right here. Watch the guard come loose. See right here? He had to go. He got by Dent. If he doesn't come over to help, boom, there's an inbounds pass right there. They got a layup, right? So now Petritis is here, pops out. The ball goes to the wing. 23 goes out to the wing, right? there he is, and boom, wide open.
And those are the things, when you talk about people, they weren't prepared to play, coach didn't have them ready. No, you get in that game and you have to adjust. When it's not your day, when you don't have, and you have to call it out, because that's what everyone's saying, the energy and effort that you expect in that game, how do you find a way to win? And down the stretch, to give up that game, that's everyone. That is the coaching staff, because that's the decision to not put Jalen House back in the game at any point in the second half. That is the execution late in a game where you got beat, because we all know what you can't give up.
And it's a wide open three.
And Air Force executed.
Sean, good morning. Hi, Sean. Yep. That was with Jans too, right? Sean Jans was still the coach there. Yeah. Oh, they were the worst team in America. Yeah. Yeah. It's a great point. Thank you, Sean. Jay, that's one of the best calls we've heard today for perspective. And I told you this earlier, and I firmly believe this. Going with the other. This could wake you up. And I forgot about that. That's a great point. Do you remember when they lost? Remember when and that was a good New Mexico State team. That was the year they beat UConn, right? They lost on the road at Chicago State in the WAC. This was one of those, that was just like this, except for it wasn't a home. Chicago State was ready to shut down their program, remember?
Yes, they were.
And
they, by the way, they're still in the independent basketball.
They are. They don't have a league, which is crazy. But to Sean's point, you've got a lot of opportunity in front of you. Now, you got to take advantage of that opportunity. Is it easy? Did you've lost your margin for error. JJ, they've got to win one of them now, don't they, on the road? Maybe not. I mean, maybe
it's
in a vacuum. You don't know, right?
So many things could happen, but go get one of those road games.
But you've got it all in front of you still. This was a bad speed bump. But if you figure it out this week and you go up to Boise and you beat them, come home, beat Fresno, and look, you got opportunity. You're still in most of the brackets. I told you you're still in Jerry Palm's bracket. Mike DeCourcy, who's Fox's guy, has you as a 10 seed after the loss. I'm sorry, a 9 seed. A 9 seed, JJ. A 9. Still the number 9 seed. So this did not knock you out of the tournament. This wasn't season wrecking by every metric I'm looking at, right? Have you seen one where it destroyed their season? How do you respond? All right, phone lines are down. We're taking your text at 505-246-0610. Text your name and the number to which you would like DC to call you. And we have one line. He came out of nowhere. I don't know how he found it, but he just he tugged a phone line out of his tuchus, and now he's calling you back on the tuchus line. So text us at 505-246-0610. We'll get you in. I got you. Yeah, Jason? I mean, this is what got Jason? Of course it's what got Jason in. But might not be what you think. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Hour.
The Mad.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
What's going on?
As we go through it, and every bracket I look at, JJ, and there's stuff I've never really looked at before. This is SB Nation's blogging the bracket, and the date on this is I want to make sure it's all afterwards. February 25th is yesterday. So the Lobos were a 10 seed in that bracket. They're a 10 in Jerry Palm's bracket. They're a 9 in Fox's bracket. Again, the loss was bad, but I just want to put it in perspective. You still have opportunity in front of you. And it did not kill your season. And I think that's something that you just got to – it was bad, dude.
Yeah, it's how – just 2 different conversations. How do you handle it as a fan, just emotionally with everything that's on the line? And then from a team standpoint, you have an entire week that you have to sit on this before you go to Boise State. Yeah. And it's not Fresno State that is up next. It's Boise State on the road.
Who's playing well at home. Bleacher Report has you in the play-in game as the 11. You play Ole Miss and Dayton in a play-in 11 game. So, I mean, every bracket I've looked at, you're still in. Text lines open. And again, let me give you, our phone lines are down. But DC has found a way to make this happen magically. And so you can text your name and the number to which you would like to be phoned back. DC will call you. Text your name to 505-246-0610. That's how we've been getting people in. I got a text earlier this morning that says Aggie fans are quick to pile on, but let us remind you and everyone they got swept by UNM. Yes, swept. New Mexico State was swept by New Mexico. Thank you. You're welcome. And then it came in again later. It says, Jason, sweep. The New Mexico Lobos swept you in 5 of the last 6. I haven't heard Aggie fan pile on anyone because Aggie fan has no right to pile on anyone. Have you? All right. So Jason is big Aggie fan. Jason's a Hall of Fame texter to the show. Jason's been a little AWOL, but he is in. But it's not what you think. This is February 26, 2022. That would be exactly 2 years ago today, JJ. Exactly 2 years ago. It says, good morning, OD. Ordinarily, this would be an email filled with laughter and glee that would be palpable in context and in verbiage, but, Lobo fan, I'm not here to bury you or take shots. I can take you back 2 years ago on this day. An NMSU basketball team strutted into Chicago State's middle school-like gym with the expectations of putting a crushing on the Cougars, a crushing the like of which Edward would appreciate, only to have Teddy Allen meltdown, get sideways with Coach Chris Jans, and finish the game sitting next to the Gatorade for the last 5 minutes on the way to a 61-59 loss to Chicago State. Lobo fan filled the airways with the usual jokes. Aggie fan raided liquor stores to wobble away the pain. It was bad. The Aggies righted the ship after another loss, but ultimately went on a run and owns the distinction of being the last team to beat UConn. That's right, UConn in the NCAA tournament. So take heart, Lobo fan. This could be the start of something good for you. Who knows? But let's be honest. In the immortal words of Maximus, are you not entertained? Crimsonally, Jason. 2 years ago today, JJ, was when that was. So he's not right. And I'm not telling you don't be mad. Like, who was it they called? Jeffrey called in and said, I'm mad. Stigler sat here and said, I'm mad. I'm not telling you how to feel. And this could go one way or another. We could be sitting here in 2 weeks and just going, what the hell just happened? There are plenty of examples where a really, really bad loss, and that's what this was, have gotten the attention of everybody in that locker room and turned things around. If you go out and win in Boise on Saturday, I don't know, you might even be able to say, gosh, that woke us up. Spin it. That's woke us up. Yeah. So, again, this didn't kill your season. Didn't help. It sure as hell didn't help. But it didn't kill your season.
Yeah, this game is going to be looked back on. So if you lose at Boise State and then something bad happens against Fresno State and then lose at Utah State, well, then this tanked your season. It takes away, I know we keep saying margin of error, but that's where we are. You know, you're a bubble team living on a result every single day from not just yourself, but all the teams that are around you. And that's what it makes it so much more emotional, is you're trying to get somewhere for the first time in 10 years. It's the NCAA tournament. And you've watched a team that laid the foundation last year, that teased you, that
was cruising,
is better this year than last year's team, and then is still having one of these moments. And there's not an injury to point back on to give you an excuse, nothing like that. And so as you get to simmer on this for an entire week, the opportunity is still there, and you're bringing up all these things. The Bracket Matrix is a website that takes 100 brackets that are out there. 100 brackets.
Yeah, how does that look?
And the Lobos are, as of the 24th, so they got to update it. So I can't give you that Bracket Matrix one because they didn't update it. Right. I just opened it and I was expecting it to be updated. It's not, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, they should be better.
When you look at what you're talking about with Lenardi, Jerry Palm, our friend that we talk to
Yeah.
every Thursday at 8:30, they're still hanging on.
They're still in. As of right now, they are still in. Jim said, Hall of Fame call from this dude. You should get an NIL contract. He was talking about the last caller, that Aggie fan. All of this, again.
But all that means is you're just closer to the edge you're not being in. It's life.
Dan says Jeffrey, Juan Jose, and Dwayne Cook. You're Dwayne Cook. Phone line guy. What do you think about Lobo fans screaming at me all weekend? It was Air Force's duty to put Lobo basketball over. By winning, the Flyboys cost Mountain West 1 or 2 bids, which in the long run is going to cost Academy money. Whatever. They should have lost. I guess is what he's saying. Maurice says, what exactly has Dickie P, or Richard Pitino, done here? Jeff, remember he already received a contract extension. To me, that is justified when there's been outstanding work. There has been no outstanding work done here yet. The program is better than when? Last year, Paul Weir, when Michelle Lujan Newsom had him in a COVID straight jacket. Maurice. Yes, it's better than that. Better than the year before that. Like Maurice, if it's not where you expect them to be, I can listen to that. It's not arguable that this team is better, that the talent is better, that they're better. Now, you're going to tell me the results aren't, that they're still not going to the NCAA tournament. And
well, you don't know that yet.
And you don't
can't say that yet.
Yes. Dean says on the Lobos, good morning, the house situation. I think the under 8 timeout would have been my choice. Anyway, Lobos will be fine. I think they win the next 3. Why the love for Colorado State? A 6 seed? The Lobo curse, remember, I think you had a caller said the pit was built on sacred site, and he suggested turquoise on the uniform. Haha, get Papa Patino temper next few games for Richard. Okay.
The Colorado State love that people are out there, Utah State, that's good for the Mountain West. I don't know why it's upsetting you so much.
Well, I got another one.
Because it makes your win over Colorado State better. It rises the tide. You know why? Because they have a fantastic win over Creighton. Their strength of schedule overall is 31.
They don't have bad loss.
They have one quad 3 loss, so they no quad 4 losses. Like, I don't know why that upsets you.
Well, this one, Deutsch says, why the computers love Rams. Jeff, even after getting swept, they're still 12 RPI. Who have they beaten? Creighton on a neutral field. They have a couple Pac-12 wins, but all the talking heads are screaming at me how everyone but Arizona and Wazoo suck this year. Could it be because they only have 6 bad wins in Fort Collins?
I don't know why that's frustrating so many people. Because if
the San Diego State computer rankings bother people too.
But you need that because that helps you. That makes that win over Colorado State matter. That win over San Diego State matter. So if you start pushing those teams down, guess what? The Lobos are out. You want those teams to be there.
You're not wrong. Maddie, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Maddie. Good. What's happening? No, you're good. You're not alone. Maybe not. Yeah, I know. It was a big piece. It was a factor. I don't know if it was the only one, but it was a big one. 9. You missed 9 free throws. Yeah, 18 to 27. No, yeah, you're right. 8. 9. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, 100%. Now, thanks, Matt. You just get me over the hump, right? I get it, man, and I understand the concern, and I've heard it more than once. I think, JJ, I think they're going to turn this around. I think they get to the tournament. I do. I think they're going to be in the NCAA tournament. That doesn't mitigate what happened on Saturday.
It's fair to be worried that this is the tipping point in the wrong direction. At this point in the season, to play a game like that, where you're questioning the energy or questioning the defense that you can't put away Air Force late in the game at home.
JJ, it's a fragile fan base that's watched it for the last 10 years that's seen the tipping points go the wrong way. Now, it's funny that it's Aggie fan who's calling in and saying, hey, relax. Remember, we lost to Chicago State and beat UConn in the NCAA tournament. The irony there is not lost on me. But I understand Lobo fan being burned as much as they have, especially recently, and what happened. You were 14-0 last year, and you're already buying tickets to the tournament. And then what happened last year. I get it. We're going to be at the Mountain West tournament. JJ will be there. I'll be there. The opening drive will be live at the Mountain West tournament in Las Vegas. Coming up in a couple of weeks, DC, boy, you're going to have a whole, hopefully, the regular phone lines will be up by then. But we're going to be there and want to say thank you to the partners who are making sure that we get there and bringing you that content. Enchanted Mechanical, the heating and cooling doctor. Frontier Restaurant, an Albuquerque tradition for more than 50 years. Coleman Vision, perfect game. And airport parking, easier, quicker, and smarter. They are all stepping up to make sure we get there. Here's the deal. Phone lines are down. I just heard a phone call, Jeff. No, here's the deal. DC found a phone line somewhere. He pulled one out of the back, and it sounds really good. So text your name and the number to which you want us to call you back, 505-246-0610. And DC will call you. 505-246-0610. Text us your name. DC will get back to you on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The madness. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom. Boom!
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Leave with their legs crossed like the rest of the 15,011 fans. Blame it on, I mean, you got to blame someone, right? Blame it on them. I'm okay with it. I'm not really. What else you got? You guys are all over the place with this thing today. 505-246-0610. Let me remind you that the phone line is down today, okay? So way we're getting callers on is you text your name to area code 505-246-0610. Text your name and the number to which you would like DC to call you back. He will call you back and we will get you on. Got it?
Got it.
All right. Gopher says Petritus equals 2013. Jeff, how much did that last shot remind you of Jacques Cousteau hitting a wide open 3? Jacques Cousteau would be Laurent Rivard from Harvard hitting the 3 with Cam Bairstow chasing out. You know, you and I just looked at that play a number of times. They ran a really nice inbounds play. They did. They stacked up at the top. They ran a guard off. It was a double screen, what would amounted to a four-man screen, right? Because they went through the 2 Air Force guys and the 2 guys defending, essentially. He got by Dent. So he was flashing
Dent
to the...
got screened by Toppin.
He did. Dent got screened by Toppin. And so when the guard, and again, I didn't see who it was, but he ran by Dent and by Toppin, he was going to the basket free. That would have been one of those layups. You're like, oh, how did that happen?
That would have been a bounce pass on the block.
In retrospect, it would have been great because it would have only been 2, right? But it would have been bounce pass. So Toppin chased him to the basket. One of the 2 guys in the 2-man stack stepped out, received the inbounds play. Nelly Jr. Joseph goes out with him. Petritus steps out, and there was nobody left to guard him.
It was a great inbounds play. And I love watching inbounds plays. They're some of my favorite things about basketball, what you can do. But that's your challenge. The Lobos made a decision to man up. That one, it's hindsight. It's what we're doing. Because you zone that, that's how you keep people off the 3-point line. Because you have guys that are not moving. But if you're going to be chasing everyone over screens, this is what can happen.
Joe, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. How are you, Joe? What's going on? Right on. Yeah, thank you, Joe. Appreciate you. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat, right? And with all due respect, it's really hard to just tip your hat when you were an 18.5-point favorite over a team that was 1-12 in the league. And if you were, I mean, that might have been the most bottom line good call. The band was good, and tip your hat to Air Force. Well, the band was really good. If you want to get in like Joe did, 505-246-0610. Please text your name to that number. 505-246-0610. DC will call you back. Our phone lines are down. And, dude, he's like MVP of the month for just getting calls up on such a high-volume call day, too. And so really appreciate your patience and you guys going through the process that you've been going through today, because I know I know it's not easy. Love the pregame with Lobo. This one says, play someone in the non-conference. Look, I don't know that if you'd have played Duke in non-conference, it was going to help you beat Air Force the other day. I think sometimes you let down. You asked me earlier, JJ, did I feel that they? I think your word was coasted. Is that what you asked me? And I told you, yeah, I do. And I'm not going to tell you I'm mad at them for that. I think it's natural. That's why I told you last week I thought the first half was going to be really tight. And at about midway through the second half, I thought they'd pull away and they'd win by 12 points. This was the absolute definition of trap. You're coming off a emotional Wednesday night game where you beat a ranked team in the pit. Your next game, you're going to Boise, who then you're fighting for a league championship in your mind, right? You're still going to fight for a league championship. And here comes a team that's 1-12 that you already handled at their place and has lost 7 in a row that you're better than. So this was the definition of trap. And so did I feel that they coasted a bit? Yeah, I did. JJ, they couldn't flip the switch.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing is at home you're not able to respond. It was a bad start. You're not in the position that you want to be in, which is in control. And a 5-point game's not in control. Mm-hmm. A 5-point game with 4.5 minutes left.
And I'd rather be up 5 than down.
Yeah, you're up 5 with 4.5 minutes left at home. So Air Force sitting there going, this is where we want to be, guys. But you're not able to make those plays. That's where the frustration. Because I've sat courtside enough of games, I've watched sports where you're going to have games that are closer than you expect. But can you adjust in the moment? And that adjustment wasn't there. The Lobos were outplayed down the stretch. And that's, of course, leading to the loss, the most frustrating thing. Because, yeah, what if they played better the first 20 minutes? It didn't happen. That's going to happen. But when you compound that with then not executing at home, yeah, this whole week is going to be hindsight. Should have done this, should have done that. And there's a lot of questions, too, especially when you have your most electric player. However you feel, hot and cold, about Jalen House, just seeing him sit on the bench for 17 minutes. And now the questions of what did happen at the end. There's multiple different stories. If you were there and you were close to the bench, multiple people have said, hey, Richard
two people
called him in, and his body language or response then sent Pitino to say, go sit down again. Yeah. So that's something that's going to fester too.
Yeah, and if you missed it earlier, we've had 2 callers, or one texter, one caller, I think. Anyway, say that they were sitting there, and that Pitino at one point, and we got, like, somebody said right around the 3-minute mark. Somebody said we saw the video at the 34-second mark where House starts to go towards the table, and Mo texted me because I said, did he just get up by himself? Mo sent me a text earlier, and it says House wouldn't have gotten up if he wasn't initially called by the coach. And somebody said that Pitino motioned him in, and House did something with the palms up, like, why now? And then you could see, like, there's that wave back, right? I mean, it's bright as day. Pitino waved him back as House is walking towards him and the check-in table, and he waved him back. And if that's the case, dude, hopefully that gets ironed out. Hopefully that was an in the moment, because let me just tell you something. JJ, you're not winning at Boise, winning in Logan, winning in without Jalen House. You're just not.
That's something that gets ironed out behind closed doors.
It needs to, right? Yeah. Jeffrey sent me a text, as you said it, my friend, quote, passion works both ways, end quote. Yeah, it does. That's why Lobo fan feels the way they do. All right? Passion works both ways. And you said something. You haven't said it today. Pitino said it in the postgame. And it's such a simple phrase. But you say all the time, it's sports. All right? When you watch a movie, you kind of know how it's going to end, right? You watch a sitcom, you watch a drama, you kind of know they're going to catch the bad guy. That's why we watch live sports, man.
And you always get that feeling in any game. I know sitting, calling women's games, there's always a moment in the fourth quarter where you kind of feel like you know which way it's going to go. Like even a close, you just
did you and Laramie the other day?
That one, I was legit. I was leaning more towards uh-oh.
And then you win 59-58. Lobo women win.
And it's the shot. Wyoming got a wide open shot at the end of the game.
And you're like, ugh!
And they missed it.
As opposed to in Boise earlier in the week where
the Broncos made it.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Get your headlines, too, from around the world of sports, stuff that you need to know as you go through your day that people are going to be talking about. And still, if you want to get in, 505-246-0610. We do have time. Text your name and the number to which you would like DC to call you back, and he will. That number is 505-246-0610. Emails, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Adrian had some technical issues this morning. We're still up on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26 as well. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
The Lakers got beat and they complained to the refs about the refs. And of course, Lobo basketball loses at the Pit 78-77 on Saturday, and this town's still buzzing about it. They're buzzing about this more than they buzzed about any win. So, don't you think?
Yeah, this is one of those. maybe Wednesday, you start to look towards Boise State. But it's going to be simmering and bitterness. And this is one of those things you have to get off your chest. So you got social media. So you got the call-in show and the social media. We come on the air Monday morning in the flood of emotions. And then I think like Wednesday, that turned to Boise State on Saturday.
All right. Terry sent text. And again, 505-246-0610. Phone lines are down. If you want to get in on the phones, text your name, 505-246-0610, and the number to which you would like DC to phone you back. And we still have a few minutes for that. Terry says, Lobo fans, be sad, mad, or angry, but go get your 6 free wings at Buffalo Wild Wings today between 2 and 5 because the Super Bowl went to overtime. Does that happen today? Get 6 free wings? All right, knock yourself out. This one on the House stuff. Last time I saw House on the court, thought he had an injury issue. Yeah, he went to the bench because he had 2 quick fouls with 17:08 left to go. Never came back. JJ, this texter wants, please discuss what happened when the Air Force coaches were on the floor at the end of the game and nothing was called, or if something should have been called. Thanks. It's from Milo. Milo, I've not heard an explanation. I think, JJ and I just looked at it again 10 minutes ago. We both think the refs just screwed up. That it wasn't a free throw. They did not have a timeout left. Lobos should have been able to take the ball out of the net and run. And you could see their coach, Joe Scott, kind of jump up and down and clap his hands. I don't know if the official thought he called timeout. I have no idea why they stopped the clock, allowed substitutions, allowed Air Force to set their defense. That should have been give it to Donnie Big Shot and let him run downhill and get to the rim or get something going. I don't know the answer, Milo. I wish I did. But JJ, if you got something better, I just think they screwed up.
They screwed up. It does not look like initially there were coaches all over the floor. Joe Scott walks up the sideline. He's clapping his hands, and it looks like the ref thinks there's a timeout motion.
They didn't have a timeout left.
And that's why it does look like the ref was kind of like, I'm going to go tee you up. And then he realized the coach was just clapping his hands. Because Joe Scott was just walking back up the floor, clapping his hands like, yeah, let's
tee
go,
up,
defense.
Tee up, yep.
And the ref messed it up. There was not coaches all over the floor for Air Force. Now, once they were like, wait, we're pausing the sub, then that's when things got messy. But in the moment, the ref messed it up.
I think that's right.
Because he just looks over like, is this you calling time? It doesn't have one. And then he realizes he's just clapping his hands. He's like, oh, turns around. And then that's when it's like.
But then why allow subs? You're not. Yeah. You should not be able to allow subs there. Yeah. There shouldn't have been a dead ball. I mean, Lobo sub Mashburn in for Baker, I think, right? At that point, if I'm not mistaken.
Nelly.
Or Nelly. Okay. Another text. When Dent is bringing the ball up with 7 seconds to go, he kicks it out to a freshman to the right instead of to Mashburn, who was set up on the left. I think I'd rather my senior shoot it than my freshman. What's your opinion? It's from JC.
He can't make that pass because
there was no way to get that pass there. I agree with you.
So he's driving to the basket. The defender's, in front of him, and then the player that was guarding True reaches in.
Here's the video,
and we can watch it. And then so Dent has to kind of scramble to maintain possession, and his back is to the basket. He can't make that pass.
He's got 4 dudes he'd have to throw it through, and he almost lost the ball. Petritus
3 seconds left.
Petritus reached in and almost damn near stole the ball from him. You're not wrong, JC. Mash is set up all by himself over there. There's just no way to get him the ball.
He can't make that pass.
I mean,
with 3 seconds left, he'd have to jump.
Mash is standing all by himself.
But he's also.
But there's just no way to get him the ball.
Scrambling. The dude goes for a steal. He has to maintain possession. He sees True standing right in front of him, as opposed to he'd have to pivot or jump, and then they're going to collapse on him. He just can't make that pass.
This says, don't like to complain about the rest, but I saw 3 calls that were blatantly wrong. Okay. You know what this reminded me of? An old schooler's going to remember this, and this wasn't the same on the line. Mm-hmm. This feels like Charles Smith giving the ball to David Gibson in the Louisville game.
Well, right? and it's either you pass it to Washington or True takes a contested fadeaway, and you might be Dent takes a contested fadeaway.
He lost control of the ball.
Yeah, so that's what he had to do, was scoop it to the player right there. And I think we can guess all we want and assume. The Lobos know, all right, Dent's going downhill. They've talked about that play. We talked with Donovan Dent about
said,
that
I'm
moment.
going downhill. Yeah, I'm getting.
And so the other players on the floor know where to be. And I think Mash was on the left because Donovan wants to get it to his left hand.
Yeah, because he loves going that way and crossing over. Yeah,
but he couldn't get there.
Yeah, no, the credit Air Force. I mean,
so if you don't have House on the floor, or like it's Washington instead of someone else on the right side.
Crazy day today, man. Great content, and appreciate you all being so flexible with the format and what we had to do. DC, all-star performance today. Pulling this out of your lower crevice. Phone lines were down, but yet you got people on the phone today. Great work today. Adrian, you had issues this morning. He had technical issues. We're late getting up there, and you got us on the air. Great work on your side. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is here at 4 o'clock. We'll be back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio starting at 7 a.m. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. DC, great work. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing, and we will smell you tomorrow.
Get into the sink on the offense. Here's Renfro.
Renfro throws up a wild one and scores.
So turning potential lemons into lemonade is Archuleta. Steverson pulls up from deep. Are you kidding?
Oh, he's going to go up with it. No good. Too strong. Loose ball. Going to get kicked right into the hands of Jackson. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell puts that one in. A little bit of a baby dunk, but
drive, looking to spin. Blocked from behind by Creighton Johnson. 3-on-2 for Sandia. Thomas Adams goes all the way, and he's fouled.
Look out, layup.
Lund in transition, get out the phone, slam dunk, David Lund.
Dyer. Dyer is going to get that one absolutely sent back.
A floater from 5 feet, stolen away. Steverson, here comes the money. Dunk.
And that could be a dangerous thing for El Dorados. That's just going to be stolen by Chavez, and he's going to put that one down.
Pius 30, Highland 26, Lincoln on the inbound. Lincoln going to try to get to the three-point line. He steps back, puts up the three. Yes! At the buzzer, Jesus Lincoln. McConnell stops his dribble under 5 seconds. Stolen away by Hernandez. Hornets on the move. Hernandez going to get the shot up, and it goes at the buzzer. Back-to-back buzzer beaters for Highlands.
Looking to find some space. He does. Puts it up with the right hand. No, Steverson.